Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to do the palette bingo, the multi-palette bingo for the new palettes in my rotating palette series that I am doing on my channel. Every month I pick 4 new palettes to kind of focus on to accompany my Build Your Own palette and my Pan That palette. So this month we randomly selected 4 really great palettes in my opinion. The Sugar Pill Fun Size palette, which looks like that. The NBA Cosmetics Viva La Vida palette, which looks like this. Oh, so many fall tones in there. I'm so excited. The Natasha Denona Camel palette, which is that neutral dreamy palette. And then inside of this guy is actually a depotted and repressed Juvia's Place Magic palette. So I'm so excited. I'm very excited about this. So I am going to go maybe just like in the order that they are right here. So we'll select a shade from the Camel palette, a shade from the NBA palette, a shade from the Sugar Pill, and then the Juvia's Place palette will be last. I think that's how we're going to do it. My eyes are already primed also, so we have one thing done. But the first thing I need to do is pull up my Pretty Random app and put the shades 1 to 5 inside of here. So the first shade we're going to roll in here is shade number 3, which is a neutral matte brown. I always appreciate getting a matte, at least one, so we can base a look off. So that is the first shade that we're going to be working on. This is Safari from the Camel palette, that middle shade there. Then we have the NBA Cosmetics palette. It's just the next one in my stack. And there are 8 shades in here. So we're going to go 1 to 4, 5 to 8. So this one is going to be shade number 5. Ooh. Okay, so 1 to 4 and then 5 is this guy here, which is a shade that I don't wear all too often, but honestly I've been kind of gravitating and wanting to wear these bronzy tones lately. That'll be really pretty together too, which is always good. Come on, look at the shadow and not me. So that is that guy. That is Santa Clara, however you want to say it, from the Viva La Vida palette. So in the Sugar Pill palette, there are 9 shades available to pick, and I have a feeling I'm going to pick one of the outlier kind of shades rather than something that'll go really well with this. Let's just put it out there that that's probably going to happen. So I have 1 through 9 in there, and shade number 5. Ooh, actually, I think that was a good one that we rolled. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is this very middle shade. Getting a lot of middle numbers. Middle of the palette kind of thing. Oh, this will be fun though. So that so far is the color story we're working with. And then the last palette we have is this guy here, which is the Juvia's Place Magic palette. Now I have depotted and rehomed. I repanned because I had the big palette or the big size one. So I repanned it and re-put it into the smaller pans so they could be with my singles to mingle, right? So there is that. So there are 16 shades here, and we're going to go this same way that we've been going. So I have the numbers 1 to 16 in here, and we get shade number 5 again. How strange. Oh, that's a good one. That is a very good one. So 1 to 4, and then 5 is that other pink one. So we're pretty cohesive of a color story, honestly. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a more cohesive, like these two could pair for a very simple look, and then these two could pair for a very simple look. So I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty boring eye look, but sometimes we just need a boring eye look to get us through, you know? Now, I am going to start with the Camel palette because that first shade on my arm is going to be the easiest thing to just throw in my crease and not have to worry about it. So that's what we're going to do. That's such an easy shade. Even that to go to work would be totally fine. Like just throw it in the crease and then run out the door. I'm trying to blend this like up super into like the crease and like very near the brow bone, because we are going to go in with the matte pink shade a little lower to try to just make the crease colored. So we're trying to just make it a nice neutral look right now, and then we'll tap into this guy, this shade actually, for the lower crease, the lower level is what I was going to say, the lower level of the crease. So hopefully you can see well enough. This picks up so nicely on the brush and really seems like it's like richly impactful, like with very minimal effort. All right, and then I'm just gonna blend. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of the shade Safari from the Camel palette just to help blend the edge of this out. It's a little muddy, a tiny bit muddy, but that's fine. It's not like bad, it's a smidge. All right, I didn't pick any extra product up, but I went in the same brush that I picked Level Up as the shade in the Fun Size palette. I did not pick any up, but I'm just using the brush that you had it. Even to blend out and make that look just slightly more seamless, and I like this. I'm gonna pick up Santa Clara, that guy from the MBA palette, and we're gonna put that on like the outer going in to the rest of the look. I feel like this look could probably benefit from something deeper in the outer corner, but we don't have anything and we're working with what we got. And honestly, this will work just fine. That's like all I want to do with that shade. Now I'm going to pick up the brush that had the Level Up shade from the Fun Size palette and blend out. I'm going to pick up a little bit of Level Up just to help blend this a little bit more. Not a ton, just like tapping in to get the color on the brush so we can blend out a little easier. Yeah. And then I'm going to take the same brush and just like do one of those and clean it off. And then I didn't even say the shade from the Juvia's Place palette. This is Zuba. It's so pretty. We're going to pick it up and then put it on the inner portion of like the inner half of the lid. This is one of those like pink golds and it's so pretty. Like pink with gold reflex in it. Like a super pigmented version of like NARS Orgasm. This is so pretty though. Oh my gosh. I don't do pink on my eyes all too often. I'm going to pick more of Level Up, the center shade in here. Tap it on the crease and then blend the crease. Oh man, that is stinking pretty. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with Safari, which is the center shade in the Camel palette. And then just the very outer edge of this, melding into the more pink. Now I'm getting a little bit too crazy right here, like it's going way too high up. So what I do when that happens is I take like my skin tone kind of shade, or even a little bit lighter of a shade. So this is Kessie from, oh gosh, that could have been so bad. It's still intact. I just dropped it, but it's still intact. But I take a shade like that and pick it up on a fluffy brush. And then tap and blend. Just to help make it not look like right in this portion of my eye. I went a little too high. So we take a shade like that and it helps blend everything out. I'm going to take the Safari shade on just buffing it out on my lower lash line. And I think that's it. I think that's all we're going to do. I might take more of the NBA shade though, because I feel like that got a little lost in the look as a whole. Ooh, now we look like we put way too much of that on this side. Same trick. I'm going to pick up that skin tone color and then just buff that on the lower lash line. All right, and then the very, very last thing, we're gonna pick up the shade from the NBA Cosmetics, that guy, and we are going to put that as close as we can. I'm picking up a little bit smaller of a brush so we can get it a little more precise to where I want, which is really just right as snug to the lash line as we can down here. So this is the finished look, doing a palette bingo using my new rotating palettes. I'm really freaking excited about the look that I came up with. I mean, I really didn't come up with it. Randomization came up with this look, but I'm here for it. I don't normally reach for like this pinky kind of shade. This one, 𝙒𝙗. I don't reach for it too often. I only had it, used it a handful of times. It's freaking pretty. It's so pretty. That pinky with the gold shift is just absolutely stunning. I did throw on a couple shades in my inner corner just because none of the ones that we pulled really would work for an inner corner. So I ended up going in with 𝙤𝙤, which is the shade here that has pan in it. So I put 𝙤𝙤 in my inner corner and brow bone. It's just a very intense, like white kind of shade. And then I ended up putting 𝙁𝙢 on it, which was this shade from the Juvia's Place Magic Palette. So 𝙒𝙗 was this guy here. 𝙁𝙢 is this guy. It's a little bit cooler toned of a pink and brighter. So wearing the 𝙤𝙤 shade there topped with this guy just created a really pretty, like, and you can see how much more like metallic the Juvia's Place ones are versus 𝙤𝙤 there. 𝙤𝙤 is almost like a satin finish, I want to say. I believe it is a satin finish versus like a shimmer or metallic. So topping it with this guy just made it so wham, wham, wham. So I'm very excited about this. But yeah, let me know if you would have done something similar with the colors that we got randomly chose for us. I feel like this is a pretty safe one to go with, this kind of look in general. We could have gotten like total wild cards in this draw. Like we could have picked a blue in this one. We could have picked like the periwinkle or like this beautiful green in this guy. I mean, I wasn't too concerned about this palette, but then this also we could have had a very different look than like this cohesive one that we got, and I'm very excited that we did this. Let me know if, I say this in every video with these rotating palettes, let me know if there's like a video you want to see dedicated with this, if you want to see a 3 looks 1 palette kind of thing with the Magic, the Sugar Pill, which is this guy, the Fun Size palette, or the Vida La Vida, which is this guy. I feel like this is a pretty boring one to do a 3 looks with. I don't even know if we could do 3 looks 1 palette with this, but there is that. Yeah, let me know any videos, ideas that you would like to see from me. I'm more than happy to film them, edit, and post them for you guys. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!